Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richard, and welcome to Pork Chop Fabrication. I've been MIA for the last 3-4 months because I've been working on this thing, getting it on 37. So, didn't really take any videos of the install of the kit I used. I am running a Dirt King long travel kit. Fairly easy to put on. If you're just running 35s, they got great instructions on that. To tuck 37s, you will have to fabricate a little bit more and play around and have a little bit more knowledge. But let's go into a little tour of the vehicle, and I'll show you what I all had to do to fit 37s on a 4th gen 4Runner. So this is the 4Runner. Did a prior video or previous video of building the front bumper, the rock sliders, doing the body frame mount relocation bracket on it. So let's start off in the rear. See, right now I'm taping it off to cut the rear bumper. Rear wheel well has been cut. Same with the door. I welded in the pinch seam back there already. I got to weld in all that and close up all that. The door's been cut and fitted. I have the bump stops out right now. I'm actually making some spacers for it. I'll show you those real quick. So that's going to be the spacer right there, and you can see the bump stop right next to it, and that'll bring it down probably close to 3/8 of an inch, so I don't rub and max out in the rear. But fairly simple for the rear to fit 37s. Just gotta have a cutoff wheel and a welder and be able to drop the bump stops. So in the rear, I am running a Rough Country Budget Boost, I think, or whatever came on this rig when I bought it, which was a Rough Country Budget Boost. Up front was like 1.5 inch, I think, spacer up front, and then whatever shocks they got in the rear and springs. So with the Dirt King 3.5 inch long travel kit, it is running fairly level on 37s. Now I am running a Method beadlock wheel with BFG KM3 37s. Now I went with BFG one because I like them. I've had good experience with them on my previous Jeep. And also BFG runs small. So if you want to say you run a larger tire like a 37, but don't want to absolutely hack your vehicle away to fit like a true 37, go with the BFG. They run a little small. By a little, I mean probably more like a 35, a true 35. So yeah, some tires do that. I know like Goodyear's, they run small too. So if you want a true 37, go run Nitto or Toyo. They run true. So with this, just had to bash in the whole back firewall and pinch seam, which is pretty standard to even fit 35s. This is to bash in the pinch seam. I bashed in the firewall too. At full bump, cut up the whole inner fender well, so I got to go back and plate that again. Trim the fender liner and all that. If you're familiar with the factory ones, they come like down to here, the inner fender well, and so that's all cut all the way up there and stuff. But gotta go in, replate that. The front bumper, I had to take about 5 inches off my tube bumper and cut it back, and then I lost all the plastic that kind of held the side of the clips in for my valance, so I made that little bracket on each side, and more fender washers just hold it in. So gotta re-weld on some new caps and then repaint everything up on the bumper, and valance is right there. Does fit. If you follow me on Instagram under porkchop_fabrication, you'll see the valance on and it looks real clean. So let's get into the kit and what I all bought and installed. So I'm running the Dirt King long travel kit with the upper arms being heimed. So I got adjustability for caster and camber up here, or camber, sorry. I guess caster too, yeah. I'm running the Dirt King long travel spec coilovers. Double shear kit. So double shear kit, there is no double shear kit for the 4Runner, so you got to go on their website and pick one off from the, I believe, 3rd gen Tacomas, but pretty close bolt-on application or bolt-up application, and then you just weld them on. Some trimming might need to be done. Just gives a little extra strength for the uppers. With this kit, you do get new brake lines, and you get the limit straps. So you got to weld in the limit strap bracket right there, and then some bump stop spacers way down there, just 1/4 inch little spacers. Pretty stout bump or limit straps. Let's see if I can. I'm just going to show you this side. I have more room behind me to step. So yeah, got the Kings. We are running Camberg fully welded spindles. You can do the spindle gussets. I just figured if I'm going all out already, I might as well go fully welded spindles, and they look cooler and add a little bit more weight to the unsprung weight right there. Running a JD Fabrication double shear kit, so it just comes with that little plate and gusset deal, so you can run a Heimed tie rod. I got these Heims from Rough Stuff Specialties, and then I made my own tie rod, and this is a Land Cruiser steering rack. Now, if you're running the Land Cruiser steering rack, you will have to modify the skid plate a little bit, but more stout. And then I just bought some DOM. I believe that's 1-inch tubing. Bought two additional Land Cruiser nuts. Welded one to the tube on each side. And then the Rough Stuff Specialties Heim comes with that bolt or the nut with the sleeve that slides inside the tube. So you can make your own tie rods for cheap. I believe those Heims are like $50 a piece. So not bad. I'm not going to Heim thinner tie rod. It's still the factory Land Cruiser. If you think about it, all the force is out here on the end, and with 1-inch DOM tubing, that's a pretty stout tie rod, so I don't feel like I should have too many problems. We are running full RCV axles. I just figured to go with RCVs because the bird cages do break. And with the extra leverage of a long travel kit, this pushes the wheel out 3.5 inches, so the outer bird cage is more likely to break. So just kind of want to beef everything up. Pretty much everything marries up. Ran the Marlin Crawler. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Kind of skid plate deal, gusset deal for the lower arms for $125 or whatever it is. It's a cheap little upgrade to help protect the lower arm tabs and beef them up a little bit. I am still running the stock skid plates. I got to build my own. But this is pretty much the setup I have. You can see the double shear kit right there. If you are looking to run 37s on a 4runner, it is doable. Just run a small 37. And also, if you go with a different wheel package that has a more positive offset, these methods have a -44 offset, but I really liked them. And -44 is the only offset they came in. You could run different wheels with a more positive offset. And your steering scrub radius should be better, so you should be able to clear the firewall better. So this is a Dirt King kit. It is doable. I like this kit because there's other kits out there that do push the tire farther forward, but the problem is when you get into pushing it farther forward, you got to start cutting off all the brackets that hold up your front end and do a lot more clearance up there, so your front end starts falling off. Like there's a certain race car that's a 4th gen 4runner out there that's running it, that front end kind of keeps falling off because the tire is in the way of where all the brackets are. But anyways, that's my update on my 4runner and how it sits on baby 37. So let me know what you think, and if you want to see any more videos, hopefully we'll get some wheeling videos out to you guys soon.